Now, in Cantonese, Sin means evasion, and Sin To means evading with the head. In other words, the head is evading. So, you have slips, which is going off the center line. You have ducks, which means going down underneath the strike. Weave technically is a U, where you're not just going, you're going down into the outside of the punch, down into the outside of the punch. So there's a lot of different techniques, and obviously, I can slip a jab, I can slip a cross, I can duck under a jab, I can duck under a cross, I can weave under a jab, I can weave under a cross, I can duck under a hook, I can weave under a hook, I can duck under an overhand, I can weave over an underhand. So there's a lot of variations, but so that we just work the basic concept and get you just sort of moving your head, we're just going to take jab for today. But for right now, he's going to throw jab. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure that they're actually touching you. Okay? The one thing is you cannot slip a punch that's not really going to hit you. I said we're not going to do cross, but cross is actually the easiest punch in the world to slip because people are usually throwing it with completely the intention of knocking you on your ass, and they're usually going to go right hard in it. I'm just letting him touch my forehead. And honestly, actually, as weird as this sounds, if you didn't have your hands up and you thought you were going to get punched in the head, putting your chin down and your head slightly forward is actually not that bad because, as I already told you, the top of the head is really hard. Frank was here yesterday and said, he broke his hand even with the glove hitting Matt on top of the head. So, again, we have the center line, which is his nose to my nose. And what I want to do is, I don't want to ever try to stop a punch. In other words, when we were doing glove drills, right? That's just for working the punches. It's not a defense method. Because if he hits really hard, he can pin me, right? What I'm doing when I'm parrying, remember, is taking his punch off the line. Head movement is I'm leaving his punch on the line and I'm taking my head off the line. If he scrapes my ear, it's actually the best thing humanly possible. I know that sounds weird, just like, get scraped up ears. But the thing about it is, obviously, you're not getting punched in the nose or the lips or the chin, and you know that you didn't move so far that you can't counter. The other thing also is I'm not turning away. It's the number one mistake people make in the beginning, which is they'll turn away. No, I'm still looking at him. I'm just taking my head off the line there. Now, that's the outside. If he goes jab, I can also go to the inside. I'm having my hands down so you can focus on just my head. When you slip, though, obviously you don't want to do this because this will make your head even bigger than it normally is. I kind of want to be here so that still, when I slip, I'm not getting my arm. Sometimes people slip like this and you'll get actually punched in the arm because your hands are too high. If you're going to use head movement, your hands are going to drop slightly. And notice I'm still looking at him. I'm just going off the line. Off the line. If the camera goes around behind me, at the very beginning, wait. He's not going to see either his fist or his head because we're on the same line. As I slip, the camera will see the glove. As I slip, the camera will see the glove because my head is going offline. Right now, also, this is Sin To, meaning I'm using just the movement of my head. I'm not using too much footwork. I move a little bit with my foot when I go to my left to my inside, but we're not doing this 7-star stuff, which we'll get to later. Right now, this is like a cramped little space, and I just want to get the hell out of the way for the punching. So I have the outside, I have the inside. If he jabs me, I can also go underneath. And again, not like this. I keep my sun pot, right? My body technique, my body method, my head, shoulders, and hips are up straight. So I should have put gloves on, but I won't punch him too hard in the face, I promise. He's going to slip to the outside. He's going to slip to the inside, and he's going to duck underneath. Okay? Outside, inside, underneath. So, obviously everybody thinks of like head movement and they think of boxing, which is counter punching, right? We can do drills with this where we do kicks also. And one of my favorite things is when he goes jab and I slip out here, is I let him slide in and I keep my hands out like goalposts and I can grab him. So a lot of times people have trouble getting that knee counter against the punch, right? Because you feel like the punch is going to come back, right? Pull back, right? Pretend you were actually training. Pull the punch back, right? And then you go like, oh, it's not there. But if I let it slip, harder to pull back. Okay? So there are a lot of different things I can do with slips. But for today in particular, I want to talk about how you use slips to get into your clinch and your takedowns. Right? I think there's a couple of things I talked about that are essential in martial arts, but for strange reasons don't seem to be covered as much. I talked about distance, right? And when we did the advanced training, for those of you that stay for the advanced training, we did a lot of stuff about distance and controlling distance. We control level, like in other words, not getting taken down because you control the level. Another thing is the transitions, which is related to the distance, which is how do I go from like basic, I call it a kickboxing instructor. Some people have like real hang-ups about the word kickboxing. But if you're standing out here, you're not connected and you're hitting each other with punches and kicks, to me that's kickboxing. So for example, if I slip to the outside, now I have variations on this, but the first variation is my head's on the outside. My left leg is just going to shuffle in. Now, so one of the first things I can do is just clinch him, what we call body lock. I talked about this cable word, right? Around the hips. Because the hips are what control him. So I want to control him by controlling his hips. That's without a level change. That's just slip and clinch. If he's dumb, sometimes he'll give you a showing here. Right? You feel that? Right? If I grab my bicep and I grab my head and I squeeze, tap when you tap. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Just make sure you tap with it. Okay. So that is just basically a body lock. Obviously, there's the wrestling one where I come in and you see I get a double leg. I not only slip, but I level change, and so this becomes a shoot. I want to, when I do level change and I do double leg, right when I'm doing the clinch, my ear is on the shoulder. My ear is on the shoulder because I don't want him to be able to put me in like a headlock. You can reach around and try to put me in a headlock. See, there you can put me in a headlock. Go back, go back. Try to put me in a headlock there. Yeah, no way. In fact, if he somehow gets his arm around here, let me know when you're cooking. That's okay. See, with my head up, you can't get it. Here, the same thing. I don't want to do this, but obviously, since I'm doing a takedown, I want my shoulder to be in his hip. Because what really makes him go down, and you can do this with your hands too. We were talking about leg blocking and hand blocking, right, yesterday? I can push and pull, right? So what I'm doing with a double leg is my shoulder is doing the pushing and my hands are doing the pulling. So to the outside, I can get a body clinch. And again, my head is up so that he can't put me in a headlock or a neck crank at any time. I shoot to the outside. And this is my double leg. Notice my head is up. And you see where I am right next to my ear is still in his chest even though my shoulder is in his hips. Does everybody see that? My ear is right against him. If I don't do that, come over here, so you see that. Right, shoot it on me, right? Put your shoulder there, but leave your head over there. Looks the same, right? Okay, everybody looks the same? Yes. Okay, listen, you're not going to finish the takedown. Now, go down again. Put your ear tight against me. See how much harder it is to get that? It's just the one little thing. Yeah, see? And if you push into me with your head also, yeah, see? Your head becomes your third arm also. So in addition to your shoulder pushing, your head pushes. Okay? So, that's to the outside. If I go to the inside, okay, first I can get a body clinch. In that case, see, when my head went to my right, my left foot stepped. Does that make sense? When my head went to my right, my left foot stepped. My head now is going to my left, so I'm not going to shuffle with my right, I'm actually going to step. I like to get a seat belt, meaning I control his hips, and I like to put this hand here, because otherwise he's going to punch me in the face. If I just go, hey, let's go. Don't ever grab. We talked about this, right? If you grab, they're going to just pull their hand fight out. So you get your hand in the arm. Okay? Obviously, if you want to do it as a takedown, in here, see where my ear is in, and the knee. Okay, so let's do these two first, okay? But then that's stepping in. In wrestling terms, it's penetration. Think about what penetration means. It doesn't mean that I'm going to slip to the outside and like. That's why you have to be light on your feet. Like I said, like, when people think wrestling, they think like you're a gorilla or something. No, I want to be light on my feet because I slip it. He's going to tell you, not only did he feel my shoulder hitting him, right, but my hips come in. And so it's very hard to get away from me before I get a chance to do something. If I kind of do this, when I do the double leg, right, you feel it, right? And my hips come in underneath you. If you slowed it down, and if you got the feet, I don't know if you did, the feet will kind of pop off the ground because, not only am I doing. Now, I wouldn't take you out because I don't believe in kind of like stuff that you strain to do. I talked about this with the throws. But again, you got to get hips. Okay, at that pelvic tilt. Internal styles talk about this all the time. And that's why I think it's interesting, like I said. Every principle that they talk about in Tai Chi, which is supposed to be the soft internal art, is all wrestling stuff. Okay? Right? Not here. This is not doing anything, right? In fact, you know, he's in all honesty, he's strong there, right? He's not strong in the knees, right? Do you feel that?
Yeah.
I go, and when you do that with this is going forward, this is going backwards, this way and this way. That's the secret getting people to fall down. Cut, and also, we call it cutting the knees. It's hard to do with gloves on. But in a good wrestling gym, good wrestling room, they actually, it's like a cut, like a judo chop. In other words, on his knee. It's not just here. It's here. You feel the difference?
Yeah.
It's not here. That's, I mean, that's good, but that, you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Think of all your Kung Fu stuff, right?